Hello, hello, welcome in, y'all. We are vibing out today. As you can see, we are making something scrumptious. This is gonna be an epic recipe. It is part of my whole soul food savings series. So let's get cooking, y'all. Let's get going. Let's get glowing. And let's make these epic tostadas. Hey, come on, hey. Bean and potato tostadas. Take a bite, you know you wanna. Bean and potato tostadas. Take a bite, you know you wanna. We are gonna be making some bean and potato, pick your potato, tostadas, y'all. So it's gonna be pretty epic. As you can tell, we're gonna be singing, we're gonna be vibing, we're gonna be dancing, we're gonna be making very colorful food, and I'm excited. Hey, come on, come on. Bean and potato tostadas. Take a bite, you know you wanna. Bean and potato tostadas. Take a bite, you know you wanna. You know you wanna take a cute little bite already of this epic recipe. So let me get things set up, y'all. We are gonna be 100% vibing out today. We're gonna be smashing these potatoes, but I'm gonna set them aside for right now. And if you don't know, now you know. Your girl Gabrielle Reyes up here in the kitchen. Y'all also know me as One Great Vegan. One Great Vegan. Sometimes you just grab some equipment and you start singing with it. But y'all, this recipe is actually pretty quick. So what we also have is some cooked quinoa. We're gonna chat more about her later, but I wanted to bring her front and center because she's delicious, she's flavorful, and she's just gonna be so decadent in this recipe. But first thing we need to work on is our black beans. So get yourself a nice medium-sized pot. This is a whole can of black beans. The best way to make this cost effective, honestly, excuse me, there she goes. Hello, bird. The best way to make this cost effective is actually gonna be through buying the beans dry. So if you don't buy them canned, you're gonna save even more money. You're gonna be able to season it, and it's better for the environment. So, you know, look at that, boom, boom, boom. We checking it all off the list. Come on, sustainability. Come on, plant-based. All right, y'all. So as you can see, black beans fully cooked. Add them into your pan. And all we're gonna do is season and smash this right here. All right, so first thing, season it up with whatever seasoning you got. If you don't got seasoning, salt and pepper to taste also works, but you gotta add in some seasoning. Like, don't just leave it plain. You gotta add in some salt, okay? But I'm gonna be adding in some fajita seasoning because I am blessed to have some fajita seasoning right here. And then I'm also gonna be adding in a squeeze of some fresh lime juice. Boom, get in there, girl. Man, actually in another one too. Another one. Ooh, look at that. I love squeezing lemons and limes, actually. It's like a fun way. It's almost like one of those stress balls, but instead of a stress ball, it's food that you're making and it gets to go into your mouth. And lemon and lime is so healthy for you. Come on, antioxidants. Come on, boost your immunity. Come on, delicious. Come on, going in drinks. Come on, eating with watermelon. Have you ever put lime on a watermelon? If you haven't, you should. Honestly, it's pretty delicious. So fresh lime, and then you don't have to do this, but you know, I'm mad extra. I love to balance out that acidity and also that heartiness to add in a little bit of agave. You can also add in maple syrup, or you know, if you have some brown sugar, organic sugar, that works as well. And we're just gonna mix this together. You can actually use your masher to just mix all that seasoning and spice all together and get it nice and hot. Since it's already cooked, you don't have to really worry too much. This is what's so great about like meal prepping beforehand, or even, you know, prepping all of your beans and your quinoa beforehand. You just kind of get cooking, make it still fresh, still delicious, but you don't gotta waste too much out of your day worrying about it. And what's great about cooking beans, cooking quinoa, cooking rice, cooking lentils, it's one of those things you don't have to like babysit, you know, you can like leave it for about 20 to, 45 minutes depending on whatever the grain is. And that's what's great about this recipe. You can use whatever grains you got. And if you don't feel like using a corn shell, which I made my own, put it in a lettuce wrap. Put all this goodness in a lettuce wrap. Y'all, and lettuce is inexpensive too. So there we go. Smash up all of your beans, if you know what I mean. And like I said, you can use any beans you got. You can also add in some bell peppers, some zucchini, some pumpkin, whatever veggies you got going and glowing. Add in some color into this. That's all I'm saying. Add in some color, some flavor, some vibrancy. Look at that. Boom, awesome. So these are nice and hot and seasoned and cooked up. I'm just gonna set these aside, and then we're gonna chit chat about my little quinoa right here. Ooh, girl, yes, you get nice and hot. Come on now, I see you. All right, so this quinoa, what I did is I just added in a splash of some oil. You can also use vegetable broth. And then I sauteed down some diced red onions. White onions work, garlic works. You just wanna pick one of those, either white onion, red onion, or garlic. So saute that down until it's nice, brown, and translucent. And then add in a little salt, a little pepper to taste. And then you're gonna add in your quinoa. I added in 2 cups of quinoa and then 4 cups of water. So if you're gonna add in 1 cup of quinoa, you're gonna add in 2 cups of water. So that's kind of the ratio of how it goes. And then mix that together, add in the water, add in the quinoa with the red onions in there. And then you're gonna add in your seasonings and spice. Now, if you don't have seasonings and spice, that's all good. Salt and pepper to taste, however you like. Salt and pepper to taste. And you gotta do the dance too. You gotta sway your hips to and fro whenever you're doing it with your fro. Hello. So yeah, salt and pepper works, but I added in some chopped up fresh greens, some fresh herbs, because I got herbs growing up in my kitchen. And then I also added in some poultry seasoning and cayenne pepper, I believe so. Or I added in, I don't remember, y'all. I added, oh, no. In this one, I added in Za'atar seasoning and then some smoked paprika. Yes. The sweet potatoes, I did something else. So yeah, cook that up. Cooks for about, I would say 30 to 40 minutes. Boom, nice and fluffy. This is a great source of protein. You can also use these in kind of like the same thing I did with the lentil wraps. You can do that same thing with quinoa as well. So we're gonna use that. We got our black beans. Now let's get our sweet potatoes. And what's great about this recipe, honestly, you can use any potatoes. It doesn't really matter. For me, I'm gonna be using sweet potatoes. You can actually make the same recipe on a hot pot. You would just boil the potatoes and then season them afterwards. Kind of like how you would make mashed potatoes. But what I did is I just chopped up all of my potatoes. I left the skin on because I was like, you know what? Why not? I just made sure to wash it down very carefully and made to scrub it down as well. Get out any extra dirt or any of those little hairs that pop out of your potato. And then I added on some seasoning, the poultry seasoning, the cayenne pepper, add a little bit of oil drizzled over, and then I just rubbed that together and then roasted it until it was, enough to pierce with a fork. And then, there we go. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing we did to our black beans. We're gonna do that to our sweet potato. Wouldn't you know? That's how we gonna blow. So this is kind of like a smashed vibe, but it's all good. And what's so interesting is when I was coming up with this recipe, I wasn't sure if I was kind of nervous that it would be too much smashed stuff, too much mashed ingredients. But then when I was developing it and creating it, oh, it's so perfect because the crunchiness of the tostada shell and then the quinoa as well kind of breaks it up. Y'all gonna see, it's so good, especially when you make them fresh. I suggest whenever you're serving this, you serve it fresh. You keep all the ingredients separate and then you assemble it like when you want to eat it. That's just the best way to make sure it tastes delicious. That's how it is with burritos, with taco bowls, because you mix together the freshness with also the carb. You don't want the carb to get too soggy, just to sit out, you know what I'm saying? But y'all feel free to ask any questions. I'm just gonna be mashing up this potato right here, and you can do it literally on the baking sheet, as you can see I'm doing right here. You can put it in a bowl if you have like a larger amount. This is just 1 potato I'm using, and this recipe makes about 6 servings of this dish. I would serve this with like some greens, maybe even some rice on the side. If you want to add in some chili on the side too, whatever you got, honestly, some soup on the side. This is just a good hearty, like full meal. But if you want to put some on the side, that's also good too. I always like to serve it with greens, if we're being 100%. All right, so as you can see, I've mixed together. All my skins are in there too, but it's all good. It's so good with the skins. The skins are all roasted up and delicious and mashed together. Look at that. Look at that. We mashing this all. Y'all can see this? Y'all look at that? I'm gonna move this right here so y'all can see. We gonna mash the potato. We gonna mash the potato. We gonna mash potato. We gonna mash potato. Ooh, look at her. Cute, cute, cute. All right, I think she's about mashed enough. So that means we have all of our ingredients Gucci to go. And what do you know? Which means it's time to assemble our delicious dish. So I've got my mashed sweet potato right here, my mashed beans right here. You can also use chickpeas, which would be so dang delicious. I've got my quinoa right here. Colorful quinoa, colorful quinoa. You can also use, like I said, any kind of grain. If you want to use like bulgur wheat or bulgur, like the grain, or if you want to use rice, brown rice, wild rice, black rice would be really fun on this too. This is just tricolor quinoa in here. And then y'all probably wondering, how do I get my tostadas so crispy? So I put these into my air fryer for about 5-8 minutes, and I just watched them. I turned them periodically just to make sure that they were, you know, getting nice and flat. So that's something you kind of have to like manage. You're gonna have to watch it as it's cooking. It's not something you want to like run away from, you know. And then, let's think about our other ingredients. Look at this, look at this. Y'all know I love freshness. Now, tomatoes for this recipe are a necessity. You gotta add in tomatoes, and tomatoes are actually a pretty inexpensive ingredient as well. And then this right here is some chopped up spinach. Y'all know I love my greens. And this is all gonna go into our black bean and sweet potato tostada. So now, let's assemble it, y'all. I'm ready. Let me grab my little container right here, my plate, my platter. Now this is a key whenever you are trying to add in some more greens into your life. I suggest always adding in a platter or plate over your tacos or your quesadillas or even your pizza. If you're gonna eat those things, just lay it all down on a platter of some greens, whether it be kale, even like cabbage or spinach or arugula, anything green, you know, even some zucchini, some spiralized zucchini. Just put it over. Not only does it look gorgeous when you plate it out, it looks absolutely fabulous and fresh, but it also helps you to get a way to get your greens in, because you're gonna have some fall over from the tostada and you're gonna want to eat it all up. So it's gonna be like a spinach salad or kale salad with the tostada. So I'm gonna come out with a video about little hacks to eat more greens in your day-to-day life. But let's assemble these tostadas because I'm hungry. I went to the farmer's market today and I was like, I need to nourish myself. It is time. All right, space them out however many you plan on eating. I love having big plates. Like, this is all gonna be for me. So I'm just gonna sit here and I get to eat all those greens underneath too and just munch on all that goodness. Now, let's first add on our beans and then our greens. Well, actually, we're not gonna add on our greens next. Then we're gonna add on our potatoes, then our quinoa, and then we're gonna add on our freshness. So first things first, let's give ourselves some black beans. Ooh, of course this song would play as I sway to and fro. So this is basically kind of like refried beans in a way, but you know, the Gabrielle situation we got going and blowing. So look at that, I just easily spread it out on my tostada shell. And then I suggest doing this, like I said, prepare it fresh, however many you're gonna make for yourself or for your friends or family. You can even meal prep this to the side. You can turn this, like I said, into a lettuce wrap or a lettuce cup or a cabbage or a kale wrap. It's just the ingredients inside that really matter. This tostada is great, but it's the vehicle for everything else. So don't worry too much about what that little part right there, the carb action is. You can put it, if you're trying to eat low carb, I got you, okay? I got you. I can turn anything into any kind of recipe. I got that vegan magic, okay? So now let's add on the sweet potato, the smashed sweet potato, or even smashed cauliflower. Hello, please do, somebody please do it with a smashed cauliflower. That would be so delicious. Just add it on just like that. Boom. We've got our crispiness. We've got our softness. Ooh. We've got our color. Look at this vibrancy. Purple potatoes would be so good as well. Add that all in, add it all in. This is heartiness. This is deliciousness. This is flavor. This is fun. This is fall also. I wasn't planning on it to be like fall kind of vibes, but the flavors ended up coming out that way. Because that's just, you know, that's where the universe takes me. Okay, so y'all look at this, look at this, look at this. Okay, so we got tostada, black bean, sweet potato, okay, greens, okay. Now, it's time. We gotta add in that flavorful quinoa. And actually my friend was telling me, she was like, you just won't let it be unseasoned, will you? And I said, no, I won't. It must be seasoned, it must be well seasoned. So I'm gonna add on a good helping of my very well seasoned quinoa. Just add it right there in the middle. You can let it spill off. Don't worry about all that. That's gonna be good. That's all gonna go into your little spinach salad situation. Now just go on and just spoon it all in, just like this. Oh, and it's so easy and quick to make. I love a quick, simple meal. Okay, so now we've got our simple basics. Now I'm gonna add in our tomato to really give it some life, some color, some vibrancy. You can use canned chopped tomatoes if you don't have fresh tomato. You can even use like a squirt of ketchup or a squirt of hot sauce, but just add in some kind of red, fresh ingredient, I would say. That way you don't gotta worry about, you know what I'm saying? It tasting bland. You wanna have that little bit of fresh pop at the very top. Ooh, pomegranate on this would actually be fabulous and delicious too. So as you can see, I'm just adding on my chopped tomato, and I chopped up about 1/4 of a tomato, and it's gonna cover all this goodness. All right, so this is basically like the basic, you know, this is delicious, woo, woo, you eating good already. But I'm gonna jazz it up with my special other ingredients that I got up in my kitchen. Now what I'm gonna add on first is, of course, I have some fresh lime right here. So I'm putting my lime over here to the side. Oh, yes, girl. Oh, come on. Oh, yes, yes, yes. That looks good. Oh, she's already looking gorgeous. Already. And we haven't even put on all our drizzle, all our drip, all our doing what we said. Hey, come on. Okay. Now, let me move these things to the side. Let me get all cleaned up, y'all, for our potato, black bean deliciousness. Yo, I was honestly shocked when this recipe came out so good. I was like, yo, are you for real? You gonna be that delicious, girl? Come on. Now, I love a delicious situation. Surprise. All right. Like I said, this already looks fierce, right? Look at this. Look at that flavor. Come on, come on. Look at that. Y'all get that views. Look at that. Oh, so good. Let me fix this thing real quick. There we go. Oh, yes, there we go. I'm gonna move it a little bit up so y'all can see better. Now, like I said, we gotta garnish it up with our other toppings. So here's some greens. I've added on my lime, and now I have some hot sauce right here. It's actually sriracha, which tastes really good on this, in fact. And then I have some Jamaican jerk sauce right here too. Ooh, look at this, y'all. Look at that. All right, so let me add on first a little sprinkle of greens. We're gonna add on more because y'all know I like greens on greens on greens. I just like color. I like vibrancy. That's why I call it colorful home cooking. Now, add on a nice drizzle of some hot sauce. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be fancy. It's gonna look good because it has the layers of color and flavor. Now this is a jerk sauce, a spicy jerk sauce. You can make it with vegan mayonnaise or hummus. Plain hummus is really, really good. And then another sprinkle of some greens just to finish it off. Just give it layers, give it texture, give it diversity. You could even add on some pepitas or some pumpkin seeds. Look at this, y'all. Y'all saw how quickly I made this recipe? Come on, y'all. Bean and potato tostadas. Get yourself a bite. You know you want us. All right, y'all. So, of course, I have a full recipe video coming out as part of my Soul Food Savings series. I'm really excited for y'all to just check it out. But first, I'm really excited for me to dig on in. So I'm going to get a bite of this one right here. First, let's get it up close and personal so y'all can see. Look at that. Look at that. Oh yeah, she looks good. Look at that. It's got that little drip, that little drizzle. It's got that carb, that freshness, that hardiness. Yes, it's got flavor too. That's the main thing, y'all. Season your food. I'm sorry, but if you can't afford avocados, instead, you should probably get some seasoning. For real. Like, if you're like, dang, I gotta decide between seasoning and avocado, you should get the seasoning. Always get the seasoning. Seasoning will make anything come alive. So check it out, y'all. All right, I'm gonna get myself a bite. Oh. 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 Oh yeah. Oh. You know what? I'm gonna even squirt on a little lime too because wow, so much flavor. Ooh, give me a little freshness, a little fresh. Mom. Yo, you're good. It's all over my face. It's so good. Wow, y'all. It has so much flavor, so much texture, and I know it's good for me. I know it's healing my body. Hey! And a little spinach on the side. Hey! When it's so good. When it's so good. When it's so good. And you gotta dance. Hey! When it's so good. When it's so good. When it's so good that you gotta dance, gotta dance, gotta dance. Y'all, wow. We have fun. For real, we have some fun. Oh, y'all, look at that. I even got some in my hair. Look at that. That's how you know. That's how you know it was good, when it gets invested and involved into your fro situation. Woo! Wow. Flavorful. The nice little bit of sriracha is just hitting right. But for me, it's the fact that it's crunchy, a little bit smooth. It's got that diversity with the tricolor quinoa. So good, y'all. So I'm really excited that I was able to hop on here today. You know, I'm always trying to pop in here and show y'all these epic plant-based recipes. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out via DM. Also, I don't know if y'all know this, I do have a cookbook. It's called Colorful Home Cooking with Gabrielle Reyes. Who that? That's me. And you can actually get it at my website, onegreatvegan.com. Just type in Gabrielle Reyes on the internet, or the singing chef, Gabrielle Reyes, One Great Vegan. All those things will come up and you'll see me and you'll be able to find my recipes. Actually, the book has over, 125 recipes in it, and everyone who's bought it tells me they absolutely love it. They take it everywhere because it's digital. We ain't adding no more ways to this world. It's digital. We ain't adding no more ways to this world. That could actually be a song literally for the digital age. But yeah, y'all, I've had such a good time. I'm really grateful that this recipe is delicious. Y'all take one more look at her because she is fabulous. She's fresh. She is not that expensive. She's budget friendly for you and me, y'all. I ain't playing games. I used to spend only $40 a week. There she goes. $40 a week on breakfast, lunch, and dinner as a plant-based fierce queen in college. So y'all, it is easy. You just gotta kind of figure it out. And seasoning is absolutely everything. I love y'all. I really appreciate. I actually got kind of teary-eyed reading some of the comments yesterday. I was outside and I was like, oh my gosh, people are so kind. Like, people just have such good hearts, and I really appreciate that y'all appreciate the singing and the good vibes and the positivity. There's so much more coming. The abundance is just overflowing. So I can't wait to post this recipe, y'all. Do not forget, at the end of the day, to sing your song, do your dance, and always speak your truth. I love y'all, and have an incredible day. Speak your truth. Speak your truth. Speak your truth. Speak